Hello everyone, today I want to show you how to connect to a S7-1500 PLC and complete the hardware configuration and downloading it to the PLC. So it's very easy. The first thing that we need to know is the model of the PLC that we are going to connect and also the version of the software installed on the CPU of the PLC. So I have already written all this information on the rack here, so it's easy for a student to find out all this information. However, if you don't have this information, there is another way that you can find it. As you can see, there is a smaller screen on this 1500 PLC. So it tells you the model of the PLC S7-1500. If you want to find out the version of the software installed on the CPU, there is a menu here, as you can see, and there are some sub-menus like information, and the next one is diagnostics, setting, and etc. But the information that I need to find out is in the information submenu, is at this point. Now if you press OK, basically you can go to that specific submenu. So in this case, you can find all the information in the information submenu. The CPU type, even the IP address of the CPU, and also the version of the software installed on the CPU, which is 2.9. Okay, I've got all the information that I need, so now I can open my TIA portal software. Just double click on the TIA portal. Okay, so now here is easy to do the hardware configuration. In the previous video, I showed you how to do the hardware configuration with the ET200 PLC and also a S7-1200. Now we are going to do the hardware configuration for a S7-1500, which is quite similar to other ones. Not much difference, but I am going to show you here in case if you are struggling to do the hardware configuration. So I'm going to call it hardware config step 7-1500. So now we press create. You're creating a new project. So now open the configure a device, add new device. There are two different ways that I showed you previously. One way is to exactly find the right PLC, which is 1512 1PN. This is the PLC that we have got at the moment, and it's 1CK00. That's one way. Or the easier way is to go for an unspecified CPU 1500. So if you click on that and then pick the right version of the software installed on the CPU, which I already showed you is 2.9. So click on 2.9 and then add. As I mentioned, there are two different ways. This way is much easier because if there is a modular PLC with so many I/O cards, you don't have to add every single I/O card one by one. So in this case, if you pick on a specified PLC, it will detect everything itself. So now I can detect the PLC. And start search. So now my laptop and PLC, they are trying to communicate. Yes, it found the PLC with the IP address, as you can see, and the MAC address. and there is a way that you can check the connection is fine, is to click on the flash LED. I'm just going to show you here. So you can see the LEDs on the PLC is flashing. So that's how we can test that we are doing the hardware configuration on the right PLC. So now we can press detect, connect. Here you go. So now I connected to the PLC. The right PLC has been detected by my software here. That's the exact PLC. And now here it's asking me to set a password. So under version 18 software, the protection is important. So it asks you for the password. But I don't want to create any password at the moment, as so many students, they are using the same PLC. I do not want to create a password, because otherwise they will have a problem connecting to the PLC. So I take the protection off and then press finish. So we can almost say the hardware configuration is completed. And now I can download all the inputs and outputs, download the hardware configuration to the PLC. So now if you press download and then start search, and then load. Continue without synchronizing. So automatically the PLC will go to the stop mode when it is downloading the hardware configuration. As you can see, when you're downloading anything, the PLC goes to a stop mode normally. And now if you go back and finish, it will go back to the start mode. So it will go back green, as you see here. Thanks for watching this video.